As we enter the later years of life, many of us fear that we are slowly disappearing. Wrinkles appear on our face. Our strength is not what it once was, and society sometimes makes us believe that aging is a sign of decline, that we must step back, speak less, make room for the younger generation, and let our unfinished dreams fall asleep in the past. But what if this is a great misunderstanding? What if this very stage is when we can finally see the brightest light of our own life? In Buddhist teachings, old age is not a loss. It is the harvest season of wisdom, where the soul has endured enough struggles to understand what truly matters. This is the moment for us to stop chasing recognition and begin living for inner peace, to let every breath feel lighter and let every day pass with deeper meaning. This video is a gentle invitation for you. Let us walk together through 6 Buddhist lessons that will help you live the remaining years of your life with freedom in your mind, calmness in your heart, and a profound appreciation for each moment you are still blessed to experience. Lesson 1. Letting go of what no longer serves you. As we cross the halfway mark of life, what exhausts us the most is not age itself, but the things we refuse to release. There are memories that should have been left to rest, people who should not have stayed in our hearts for so long, and expectations that no longer fit the person we are becoming. Yet we hold on to them tightly, as if letting go would mean losing a part of who we are. But the truth is the opposite. Letting go is not losing. Letting go is finding yourself again. In the teachings of the Buddha, attachment is the root of suffering. When we cling to something that no longer aligns with our growth, we are binding ourselves with invisible ropes from the past. Imagine your mind as an old room. Over the years, we have filled it with things we no longer need: regrets, anger, disappointment in ourselves, and the pain others once caused us. These things take up space and make it hard for peace to enter. Letting go is an act of courage. Courage to look at something and say, "This no longer helps me grow." Courage to say goodbye to what was once important but has now become a burden. Courage to learn how to love yourself first. You do not have to start with something big. Just take one gentle step. Remove one unnecessary object from your home. Forgive someone you have carried in your heart for many years. Say no to a relationship that only drains your energy. Every time you release a little bit, your heart becomes a little lighter. Quietly ask yourself, what am I still carrying that is making me tired? When you dare to let go, you open the door to freedom. And in these precious years ahead, your soul deserves to walk lightly and peacefully. Lesson 2. Protecting inner peace by choosing the right people to stay close. After weathering many storms in life, we begin to realize that the noise of the world is no longer as appealing as it once was. We no longer feel the urge to prove ourselves right, nor do we want to chase after meaningless conversations or hold on to people who do not truly care about us. The lively gatherings we used to enjoy can no longer compare to a quiet morning with a warm cup of tea and a deep, calming breath. Buddhism reminds us that our environment and the relationships around us deeply affect our inner state. When we were young, we accepted many things out of fear of being alone or out of a desire to please everyone. But with age, we understand that not everyone deserves our time and energy. We have the right to choose who can enter our lives and who should remain outside the doorway of our soul. You can care about someone and still keep a distance if they make your heart restless. You can wish someone well without inviting them back into your life. It is not rejection. It is protecting the peace within you. There is a simple yet deeply meaningful saying, "If it costs my peace, it is too expensive." If something disturbs your inner calm, that is a price far too high to pay. Inner peace is the most precious treasure you have before leaving this world. Cherish it like a sacred gift. Keep close those who bring calmness to your heart and be brave enough to release anything or anyone that only adds weight to your soul. Lesson 3. Living fully in the present moment. When you spend your whole life worrying about the future and regretting the past, you may forget that there is only one place that truly belongs to you. It is this present moment. The past, whether beautiful or painful, is nothing more than a film stored in memory. The future, whether hopeful or frightening, is only something the mind imagines. Yet we often allow our hearts to be pulled into these two worlds that no longer exist or have not yet begun, and in doing so, we lose the vivid moments unfolding right in front of us. The Buddha taught that the root of a restless mind lies in the habit of chasing things that are not here and not now. When the body is in the present but the mind wanders elsewhere, we feel anxious and empty. In contrast, when the body and the mind meet in the same place, we finally begin to truly live. The present moment is not small or insignificant. It holds your entire life in one breath, in one heartbeat, in one quiet gaze toward the fresh morning sky. You do not need to be in a temple or monastery to experience mindfulness. You only need to move a little slower. When sipping tea, be aware that you are drinking tea. When walking, feel each step touching the ground. When watching the sunset, do not rush to take a picture. Let your eyes and heart keep the colors of the sky. These small moments make your soul wider and your heart more alive. Growing older is a blessing because it teaches us to let go of what is unnecessary and return to what is most essential. We no longer need to rush after life, but instead finally have the chance to pause and listen to life as it is happening. Allow yourself to put down the burdens of yesterday, stop worrying about what has not yet come, and gently stay with the moment you are touching. Because life does not happen in memories or expectations. Life happens in the breath you are taking in this very moment. Life happens right here, right now. Lesson 4. Accepting impermanence and making peace with change. When we are young, we often believe that everything will remain as it is. We become familiar with a strong and healthy body, a job that gives us respect, and loved ones always gathered around us. But as the years pass, everything begins to change. The body is no longer as agile. Close relationships can fade with time. The roles we once took pride in may no longer belong to us. These changes leave many of us confused and wondering, who am I when the things that used to define me are gone? Buddhism calls this impermanence. There is nothing in this world that stays the same. From a falling leaf, a passing breeze, to a lifetime of 70 or 80 years, everything continues to flow with the natural current of time. When we resist change, we are fighting against the very law of life. The more we cling, the more we suffer. But here lies the beautiful truth. You are not the things that have changed. You are not your graying hair, or your weakening health, or the titles you once carried. You are the one who is aware of all these changes. In every moment, you are the awakened witness to life unfolding. This body may age, but awareness and clarity of the heart can become stronger than ever. Look to nature to understand yourself. Spring blossoms, summer thrives, autumn softens, and finally winter arrives in stillness. Old age is the winter of life. Quiet and removed from the noises of the world, it is the time to rest after a long journey. Winter is not the end of life. It is when trees gather strength to bloom again. Without winter, without silence, spring would never arrive so beautifully. So instead of seeing aging with fear, we can see it as a gift. It is the time to let go of what we no longer need. It is the time to ask, what truly matters to me now? Who is worthy of remaining beside me? It is the time to treasure every breath we still have. Every morning we still get to see the light slipping through the window. Whenever you face change, gently remind yourself, it is changing, and that is the nature of all things. Repeat this as a meditation to soften expectations and release your heart from clinging to what has already passed. The truth is, impermanence is not our enemy. Because of impermanence, sadness fades with time. Because of impermanence, our past mistakes do not define us forever. Because of impermanence, we can grow, transform, and let go of what once hurt us. When you accept impermanence, life becomes lighter. Aging is no longer a series of regrets, but a journey of discovering the beauty of existence. Every day alive is a reminder that you still have the chance to love, to smile, and to continue forward with a free heart and a mind that sees more clearly than ever before. Lesson 5. Cultivating gratitude and simple joy. When we have traveled a long distance through life, the things that once brought us great excitement may no longer hold the same meaning. We begin to see that happiness does not lie in grand achievements or luxurious desires like we once believed in our youth. It lives in presence itself, in a gentle breath, in the warmth of a morning cup of tea, or in the laughter of a loved one sitting beside us. The Buddha taught that the mind creates both happiness and suffering. When we know what is enough, we realize that life has always been generous with us. Many people wake up with the thought, another day has passed, but you can choose to see it differently. I have been given one more day to love, to smile, and to do the things I have yet to finish. The moment you shift even a single thought, you turn the whole day into a gift. That is the power of gratitude. Happiness comes from two very different paths. One path is stimulation, where we constantly chase new experiences to feel alive. But that joy is fleeting and often drains our energy. The other path is inner contentment, a quiet joy that does not depend on external conditions. It does not need applause or success to feel worthy. It only needs the awareness of goodness happening here and now, no matter how small it may seem. You can try a simple practice every night before sleeping. Recall 3 small things that made you happy that day. Perhaps it was a delicious meal, a moment of kindness from a stranger, or simply being healthy enough to walk through your home. Remember these moments as if you are gathering beams of light into your heart. Over time, you will realize you are much richer than you ever thought. The more we focus on what is lacking, the more life will always feel lacking. But when we place our attention on what we already have, every day becomes abundant. Happiness is always there. It is only that our mind is often too busy to notice. A falling leaf, a bird singing, the warmth of a partner's hand, these are all simple miracles we sometimes overlook. Older age gives us the right to slow down and release the pressure of living up to others' expectations. Instead of mourning what is gone, we can appreciate what remains. What matters is not how many years we live, but how deeply we live each year. Gratitude turns every moment into a treasure. Simple joy turns every breath into a miracle. Look within yourself and see that you have arrived at the most beautiful stage of inner life. There is no need to display or prove anything. Just smile and recognize that today still gives you a reason to love this life. A grateful heart never runs out of blessings. And every time you appreciate the small things, you are nurturing a wealth that nothing can ever take away. Lesson 6. Living with compassion. As age gradually settles on our shoulders, many of us begin to ask a deeply human question. When I leave this world, what will remain? Silver hair will eventually return to dust. The work we once took pride in may be forgotten over time. Even photographs and keepsakes may one day disappear. But there is one thing that never fades. It is the feeling we leave in the hearts of others. The greatest legacy of a human being does not rest in wealth or status, but in the warmth they have planted in the hearts around them. The root of that legacy is compassion. Compassion is not only about being kind to others. Buddhism reminds us that to love fully, we must begin by loving ourselves. A heart still filled with self-blame and regret will struggle to open and love others freely. So the first step of compassion is to forgive yourself. Look back at your life with gentleness and understand that every mistake occurred at a time when you did not yet have the wisdom you hold now. Every version of you in the past was trying its best under the circumstances it faced. Once you embrace yourself, your heart becomes softer and love flows more naturally. Compassion does not require grand gestures. It can be as simple as a smile for a stranger on the street, a sincere question to someone who seems tired, a moment of patience to listen when another person needs to share. Sometimes it is simply sitting beside someone without rushing to offer advice. Such small acts can become a light that brightens someone's darkest day. We never truly know the impact of our kindness but the seeds of goodness always find a way to bloom where they are needed. There is a simple but powerful practice. When you meet someone, especially a person who upsets or challenges you, gently say in your heart, "This person is just like me. This person wants to be happy. This person has been hurt before. This person deserves peace." When you do this, the boundaries between you and them slowly dissolve. You stop seeing an opponent and instead see a fellow traveler on the same difficult journey of life. Aging does not diminish your value. In fact, it allows you to understand more deeply the meaning of existence. You may no longer support others with physical strength as you once did, but your peaceful presence itself is a gift. Every time you forgive instead of blame, every time you speak gently instead of reacting with anger, you make the world a little better. And when life comes to its final quiet moment, people may not remember your name, but they will remember how they felt when they were near you. That is the most beautiful legacy a human being can leave behind. Compassion is the perfect closing chapter of a life well lived. It proves that you have lived meaningfully, not through loud achievements, but through the quiet grace that touched the hearts around you. Old age is not the final period of life, but the most profound chapter of the inner self. You have gone through enough ups and downs to understand that the most precious thing is the peace found in each breath. I hope the lessons we shared today will walk with you so that every remaining day becomes a gift worth cherishing. If you wish to continue the journey of nurturing stillness and wisdom, I warmly invite you to join me again in the next videos. Thank you for being here. May you always be peaceful and free in your mind.